Pakistan users groups Urdu Hindi Bootcamp, and would like to thank every attendee of this session, and believe you have enjoyed all the previous sessions and learned a lot from the industry expert, and much more. It's to come today. I hope I'm known to many of the attendees, but for those who don't know me, my name is Adnan Jalis, and working as solution architect and Dynamics 365 practice lead in Let's Group, also managing projects across Middle East, UK, Africa regions, from small to medium enterprises and corporate organizations. I have a major experience in different 7 different business domains, such as real estate management, equipment rental, loyalty program management, government services, financial institutes, processes, or you can say the business solutions, insurance services, trade and logistics. A part of professional work on Dynamics 365, I also do amateur level of photography and videography. It's not, you can say, the full time. It's just like for my hobby purpose only. So today I will be talking about content marketing with managing sales and customer interaction, and see how we can plan, build, organize sales and marketing material to use in interacting with customers. So let's start our journey here. So first of all, we will look into the small definition about the content marketing. What's there? The simple way to define the content marketing is strategic marketing approach focused to creating and distributing valuable, relevant, and consistent content to attract and retain a clearly defined audience, and ultimately to drive profitable customer action, which means you will have readable audio, video material for the customers, and that particular material, or you can say the content, it will be used across the customer buyer's journey. So that's very important things we need to know before we are going to proceed further. Okay. So how it relates to, so every organization has a different departments and sections. They are having critical roles and responsibilities in their business domains. They do interaction in sales and marketing operations, which means everyone in the organization should be aligned with organization business operations and their vision and the mission. They are saying that sales is maths, marketing is art, which means sales is all about calculation of profit and loss numbers, sales figures, and marketing is influencing emotions of the targeted customer. So that's very interesting thing to know about it. By that time sales team interact with their prospects and the customers, they would need information which is needed to be shared in different stages in their sales deals. Same goes with marketing team. They need information about company offerings, products, and services details, their policies. So there is a, you can say, win-win situation. All of these elements are required inter-organization collaboration to prepare sales and marketing material, which is needed to be used for every kind of, you can say stage that we are going to do it. Okay, so we will see how it can be achieved in our today's session. So that's the main agenda that we are going to see here. But before we are going to do further, we have to elaborate sales. What's there? If you think that the sales, if you are going to define in a way that every alphabet has its own meaning and interconnected to each other. For example, S, it normally we call it study, to market, and you can say that to you can say know about the needs and the sentiments about the market and the customer interest. You have to make alliance so that you can start collaborating with the inter-organization key stakeholders or influencers. You have to learn about the prospect, customer needs, and their requirements. Then you have to educate the prospect and the customer about the products and the services which is going to be positioned in front of the customer and the prospect. And then you are going to secure your deal. So that's the strategy that normally we are going to follow, or normally we follow in our daily practice, or whatever you are saying it here in our sales organization in any form, which is either they are on the manufacturing side, they are on the service industry, or they are providing any kind of the services. So we normally define in this way. So first, you have to study. Second, you have to make the alliance with the key stakeholders. Then you have to learn about the requirements and their interest, what they are looking for it. Then you have to educate the customer about the solution that you are going to propose, as well as what is going to do in the next level that you are going to secure it. So if you are going to follow these five parameters, so definitely you are on the sales track there. So let's talk about the major ABCDs. That's very simplified one. So how we can define the content marketing. So first of all, the content marketing, it should be individual. It should be based on what they do, means the people who are working on the particular areas or business segments. It's based on the customer also. So what the customer they are looking for, it should be based on that one. It should be continuously over the time period also, and it should be directly to any outcome. So every content that you are going to write up there in your sales literature, in the form of sales literature, in the form of any campaign, we have to follow some ABCDs. So it's very easy to do it here. And the more or less, which is very important thing here, that every content that you are looking to it, it should be available everywhere which it is needed. Either it's a social channel, which you can say it LinkedIn, Instagrams, we can call it as a Facebook, Twitter. It should be available over there. So that's a continuous job that you have to perform here. To identify this one, first of all, what we have to do, we have to set up the target audience. So what is the targeted audience? So target audience can be based on the demographic and firmographics. So if you look into the demographics, we are going to deal with the B2B companies, B2C companies. So these are the more elements, or you can say the key areas that we have to focus. So let's say if we talk about the B2B, we are looking for the companies, about, you can say, the people who are working in the companies based on some specific job titles, means who are at the influencing stage, or you can say who can be very effective in terms of the sales negotiation. So what's their title, what the industry they are belong to, what is the company, year of experience, and the location. So if we are going to do with the B2B, business to business company interaction, and if we are going to do it in a way that we have to look into the B2C, what are the main areas that we have to cover, means in which we are interacting on a mass level or a retail level. So first thing, we have to know about the gender, we have to know about the age group. These are the all segments, all, you can say, these are the segments which will be used in our, you can say, targeting the specific audience that we are going to offer our services or offer our products. So this particular product or this particular solution, it will be used across here. So to continue this B2B, then you have B2C, we have the location where they are located. So that's very important. So every geographical location is totally different. Their mindset is different. They have their own priorities are different. So it's also a key element is the location should be there. What's about the income level, means how much they are earning. So based on their income level, again, you are going to offer some of the products and services which are more relevant to that particular scale. And about the education, means how much is the capable they are, and what is the, you can say, the degrees they are having it here. So as we are going to do the further, we have the firmography, in which we are only targeting the companies, big enterprises, big group of companies. We have to know about the industry. We have to know about the number of divisions they are going to have it. What is the revenue cycle, or what is the sales cycle they are having, and how much figures they are earning or they are achieving in the sales. What are either they are the existing customer, or what they are existing customer they are having also, and what are the, you can say, the projects and services they are interested. So as we know that the companies who are majorly working across the globe or across the region, so they have a different priorities, they have a different areas of the interest that they are looking for it. So this particular audience that we have to specify, to start with, which what's exactly that we are looking for it, what exactly that they are looking. So first we need to identify that what will be our targeted audience in this scenario here. Okay, now we have to specify some of the areas. One is the buyer persona and the buyer's journey. So the content that we are going to create, we have to choose what kind of content, means based on the buyer's persona. If we are going to evaluate, it is going to help us to create the content, the topics that we are going to cover, which will be more fruitful for, you can say, the people or the person who are looking for the solution. And we have to set up our tone and voice. So tone and voice means the areas that we are going to do in a way that we are going to put the material in the writing or in the video or in specific, you can say, uh, any kind of your source of medium that we are going to use it, we are going to set up here. So first is the buyer persona that we have to specify to which we are looking for it. Then we have to define the buyer's journey, so in which we need to know what type of the content is needed that you are going to use each stage that the customer is they are going to have it. And you need to know that where our buyers consume our content at each buying stage. So that's very important thing that you have to look into it. So whatever the priorities that you are going to set up, what about the success factors, and whatever the journeys that you are going to plan. So as we have covered in our last sessions, which plenty of the sessions were done with the great speakers about the marketing capabilities. So I'm sure that you can relate that particular, you can say, solution with this particular presentation also. So to use that particular solution, which is either can be Dynamics 365 marketing platform, it could be social platform. You are going to use in social insights. By the way, the social insight section is going to be happen in after my session. One of my great friend, Mr. Vaj, I really recommend you to join also and see what's he's giving you the best ideas about how you can evaluate. So these are all solutions that are available, and how you are going to achieve and how you are going to map it there. Okay. Now, first thing is that we have to consider and we have to think about that our content, it could be based on the thought leadership, or our content is just like a selling content here. What's their thought leadership, in which our content normally educates the people. They encourages, influences in a way that people who are we are targeting based on the segments that we have discussed a while ago, we are going to educate them. We are going to take their, we are going to pull their interest, which they are looking for it, and we are going to offer them the best practices, which we normally sees in our daily lives. Means whenever the Microsoft they are doing any great in the solution, they are having a some automation program, they have some transformation of the any solution. So normally first they educate, they pull the information, they share the best practices, and this is what all of the industry experts normally do it here. The second thing is the content that you are going to use it for only for the selling purpose. It used for the selling, you are going to sell the solution or the services, you are going to push the services, and you are going to share the product details. So by the time that you are going to define the content which will be used for the sales and marketing, you have to look into the way that either this is for the thought leadership, that it will educate my audience, targeted audience. It could be B2B, B2C, or it will be large enterprise organizations, or it will be used for only for my selling. Means that you can say the solution that we are going to offer. So it will only contain the product details. Okay. Now let's start to see who could be our potential buyers. So if we see in our funnel and in our day-to-day life, we can easily evaluate in the different areas. We can see how much percentage is there. So first into look in here, the first 30% comes The people, they know they are not interested. Means they are not looking for anything. They know they are well defined. They are having the concept that they are not going to interest in your product and services. Then there will be a 30% of the people who will come. They don't know if they are interested or not. So that's very interesting, and that's the very, you can say, main element. That you will find the people who don't know if they are interested or not, but they have the requirement. Then 30% people, they know that they are having you can say requirement, they have some needs, but they are not thinking about any solution. Means they are not thinking to evaluate or upgrade, or you can say the purchase, or having the product or services that you are going to offer. So they are not interested, and they are not thinking, but they have the requirement there. Okay. Then there are 7% of the people who will come, that they are the ideal prospects. They are open to work. It will come there. And the remaining, these are the 3% of the people who are actually buying now. So if you see as a potential in any market, so it's an overall concept, the concept that I'm just talking about. It's an overall concept that we are saying that at any point of time, you can see that only 10% of your lead or your, you can say, inquiries, they are going to interact and they are going to move forward in your sales transactions there. 3% of the people who are buying now, 7% of the people who could be the potential customer, or who could have the options and they are looking for the solutions. So how we are going to define and how we are going to see which content is needed, because you can attract, if you see in the this particular funnel, you can easily identify that 60% of my inquiries or 60% of my sales deal, that I am having interaction with the customers, I am doing a cold calls, I am sending them emails, I am having the conferences, and I know that 60% is a useless. No, they are not useless. You have to keep them engaged. Where the thought process will come, thought leadership will come there. You are going to educate. So you don't know the people who are not thinking. By the time you are going to educate and you are going to share the best practices, they might become your ideal customers. So that's the strategy that we normally follow, and that's the strategy that in normal practice, sales and marketing team, they are going to interact. So we will see, based on the stage where the buyers are there, which type of content is going to be used there. Okay. We all know about the sales pipeline. We know that sales realization happen based on some category. So that's every dynamics consultant, or every you can say functional consultant, and even organization who are dealing in the sales and marketing business process. They know there are three stages or three types of the people. We normally call it as the top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom funnel. So let's say if we are going to interact with this previous one, that we are going to interact, that these categories that we are going to define here, we are going to run. Let me just highlight some of the areas here. So the areas that we are going to have it there, so we are going to define some of the elements here. So first thing, who is my top of funnel, who is middle of funnel, and who is going to have it on my bottom of funnel. Okay. So as soon as you are going to put the inquiries in a way, now sales realization will normally happens there. So to identify which type of content that you are going to use in your sales pipeline, we will see in the next further segments there. So first thing is, what type of content that you would require in top of funnel. Means these are the people, they are at the beginning of the sales. Okay. And they are in the marketing funnel. Means they are looking for the options, but still they are not, you can say, evaluating, but they're just like high level information they are getting there. So at that level, means you can see the 60% on the top, or you can 70% that you can come across. You can put the offers in a form of educational, and you can use the thought leadership. This is what I just mentioned in my last you can say slide there. So you are going to make the you can say influence them, and you are going to do some, you can say, start collaborating them, you are going to interact them, so that the awareness will become into the friendship. As I remember, which Abhinav mentioned in his last session, that people buy from people. So that's very interesting thing, and that's what it's being happen in any kind of the organization that people normally prefer people, only those people who know and they have the full confidence on their capabilities. So if you are in any kind of the industry, either it is the financial industry, banking, you have the real estate, you have the rental, you have or any kind of the industry that you are going to belong with, people normally recommends only those people who know, and who know that okay, these set of the people, these are the group of peoples, or these are the consultant who can achieve and they can deliver. So at that point of time, what we are going to do, we normally educate them the same way that we are going to do is here, and it comes thought leadership here. Okay. Now the content that which needs to be in action, that you have the ebooks, you have the social posts, which will educate, which will share the best practices about the solution, about the requirements, how they are going to achieve. So that's the first level of the interaction which will be needed to be done in at the level of top of funnel. Now, second is the middle of funnel, means in which the person he has displays he displays his buying behavior, means he is engaging or interacting with your content, and he is a potential lead. So what the offer type that you have to share with them, you have to share the third party reports, you have to share return on investment calculations, you have to share the guides with them, means how the solution will be implemented, what the product will do. So any kind of the, you can say, the products or services that you are going to offer or position to the customer. So known person, or you can say the friend, it is going to become your prospect, and the prospect will become your lead. So that's the point of time it normally happens whenever the salesperson or a marketing team, they are creating the inquiry in a form of lead. So that's the main one of the area that we normally put it there. So what kind of the content it would require? Again, ebooks you can share. If you have maintaining the ebooks, you can going to do it. You are going to share the guides, either it could be any kind of the transformation guide, user experience guide, customer care guide, that you are going to do it here. And again, the social promotion, so whatever the social selling, or you can say the offer that you are going to place, you are going to engage them during that particular phase there. Now the third thing, which is related to the bottom of the funnel, where you have the opportunity, means lead is converted to the opportunity, and the prospect is going to become your customer. And what type of the offers that you are going to place? If someone is negotiating or someone is looking for a better deal, you are going to share some promotions. And again, you have to work on the ROI provings, means in which you are going to convince the customer or a prospect that how the system or the solution or any kind of the service that you are working, how it will increase the ROI factor there. And what type of the content you would require? You would require case studies, you would require price sheets. So these are the all elements that we have to look into it in every stage. So these are all content you would require in your daily transactions or in your daily stages of whatever the interaction that you are going to do with the customer. So I'm thinking that if you are getting bored, so there is no need to get bored. What we are going to do it here, we are going to show you how you can prepare your content marketing. So that's the interesting factor that you are going to get it here. So in the content marketing material, what could be? You can have the blog post, you can have the cheat sheets, you have the guides there, ebooks, infographics, reports, special projects that you have done in your past experience, you have the promotional or educational videos, you have the visual slide decks, you are going to conduct the webinars, or you have the workbooks. So these are the all related material which comes under the content marketing. So if you talk about the solution that you are going to propose, so we have to look into the consideration that these type of the material would be required to do any kind of the campaign, and these are the all material would also required in a different level of the stages that the buyers is having there. So that's very important thing. That's very interesting and important thing that we have to do it there. Okay. Now, how you can write the and edit your content. So first thing is, for every sales and the marketing person or a team, they have to find the SME, subject matter expert, who knows very well about the topic. So that's very important thing. First thing is related to the person who is know about it. If you are not able to do it, then you have to schedule the brain dump sessions or brainstorming sessions, and you can record them. And if there is no SME, then it's better to do the research. Or that's normally people are doing in their daily lives there. Second level is create an outline to prepare any content. You have to keep them on organized and track. You have to put the thesis. You have to set up the different sections, and you are going to put the social elements or social outlines over there. The next phase is come here. Once you have created your outline, you are going to write your first draft. Make sure that the thesis what you have written it's clear. You have the content in with the different break lines, or you are going to put in different, you can say, headings or subheadings over there. You are going to use the bullet points and numbers also, and you should have some introduction about what the solution that you are going to provide, also the services that you are going to provide, or what kind of the material that you are going to write. It should have contain proper introduction and the conclusion. Then always you must review the content that you have written, either it form of any sort, let's say a blog post writing, it's a video, it's a infographics or ebook, whatever the content material that you're doing. So first you have to get the review of one or two people who know about the you can say the areas that you are going to cover, who might be the SME, might be possible the SME is different, is the technical team or he's a technical person, but the the person or the team who is writing is totally based on the marketing and he doesn't know about. So it's better to have the review, and you should be also always be focused on the copy editing for the grammar and the structure, and the content and the concept it should be edited over there, and you must keep track all the changes, whatever the changes they are mentioning. You should have some historical information. You can uh, maintain the history so that you can revoke back, you can revert it back, or you can reuse them as needed. Then, once you have done with the first review, then you are going to write the first draft. So whatever the edits or whatever the comments you have received in the review section, you are going to put it there, and you are going to do perform some of the additional rounds for reading the material, and you have to make sure that every department, every section who are belong to that particular content, they are aligned and they are well informed. So once all of the parameters are done, means you have selected your topic, you have created your outline, you have created the draft, it is reviewed, and now you are going to good to go to publish that particular content. You are going to send it to the design. So it's totally based on the type of content that you are going to prepare. So it could be the infographics. So definitely you would require to send to the graphics team, or let's say if you have the outsourced team that you are going to use them, and you are going to share what should be the content, it will be there. What will the information, it will come as a description or a subject, then what the picture should be there, what is the main criteria that you are going to put it there. So that's the design factor will come here. Okay. Now we'll talk about the content design, how the content will be designed there. So first we have to look into the logo and icon usage. So every company, every solution, they have their own logos and the products. Okay, and the icon that can be used as a commercial purposes or educational, so that you have to be more focused about it. Then the typography, the texture that you are going to write it there, it should be readable, it should be interactive. So there are rules are applied in the form of by the time that you are going to design your content. Then you have to be focused about the brand colors. So you can see different organization, they prefer different kind of the color schemes. So you have to be focused on this one. And what about the photography and the image that you are going to use it? Either it can include the corporate, or it could be have some comics. So again, you have to follow and you have to set up me based on the type of the content and type of the targeted audience, and based on the company policy, you have to make the alignment there. Okay. If you are going to define the infographics, so you have to see that it should be engaged and shareable. It's very important. So because infographic, you have the information plus you have the graphics there. So whatever the information that you wanted to highlight at the beginning, it should be more focused over there. So you have to set up the rule of third. We normally call it there in the photography, or in, you can say, content writing and content, you can say infographic design. Rule of third means the content that you are going to focus, it will be in a well proportional area that you are going to keep focus on it. Okay. Then you have to consider about the theme, that which kind of the themes that you are going to follow. Then there should be some statistics. People love to see numbers, people love to see what's inside there, how many achievements, how many sales together I get. People love to see the numbers, so there should be some statistics with some interesting areas. And we have to be focused that infographic, it shouldn't be too long. I mean, shouldn't be too long that people have to scroll down. So it should be very concise. Okay. So these are the design content design element that we have to put it there, and these are the all guides that you can follow whatever the solution that you are going to use. Dynamics 365 marketing module you are going to use, or you are going to use any third party marketing solution. So you can apply the design rules, or you can apply the standards and the rules with the same areas. Okay. There is also one way to do it. If you are not willing to write the complete information, me sometimes happens that you don't have the resources, or you don't have the people who can work on the full time, or you can say who can collaborate, then there is an alternate way to do it: curate your content. So what's there in curating? That the content is written by others, and you are going to organize, and you are going to share your own audience. So let's say interesting topics, articles, what is the trends, and what about the information that you are capturing here. So the people who are already have that content, that you are going to reuse them by the permission of them, not for, you can say, you can do it, because otherwise the commercial activities will be closer enough there. So how you can do that finding? uh, you can take a look for the large brands with the followings. You can take example of Microsoft. Microsoft always prepare their own content. Microsoft is having their own content team who are managing for the sales and marketing. They have the specific content for developers, who are the consultants, who are the technical people. They have the material for the top Cs who are interacting with the sales, and they have the content for the marketing. So every large organization, either we are talking about Microsoft, SAP, Oracle, any beverage company who is well known, you will find their big followings, and you can reuse their content. So today Microsoft is going to offer the Power FX module that we are going to use for the programming of the Power Apps. So we can reuse them, and people normally does in a way. And you can take the brands who are discussing, might be possible there are some partners, special partners or customers who are working, so you can use them, and you can ask them that if you can allow to use their content, and you can add your segment, and you can promote that particular content to your team there. And always you have to make sure that whatever the content is coming up here, always it's going to be changed, always it's going to be uh, revised in a way that it is more interacting, it's going to be more effective there. Okay. There is also one way that we can do another segment, which is the lean content, where you are thinking it's a chicken. It's not eatable chicken. It's just like we are going to interact, that we are going to put in a segment. You have seen in the Microsoft that their website, it's going to be changed. It's already changed there. Means customer website, you can public facing website, learning portal. They are following the lean content. Means they are preparing a big content, big rock of content, which contains every kind of the asset there. So they have the chapters, which is the, you can say, write-ups, cheat sheets, means that you can say the suggestions, or you can say the best practices. They have the visuals, they have the videos, and they have the blog post. So this is the lean content that we normally follow, and you will find this, and it's more interacting. Means the people who are reading, they are also seeing some of the actions in the form of the some visuals, and as well as in the form of some PPT, or you can say visual deck, or in the form of the video, which is, you can say this, it could be, you can say, recorded session, or it could be explanatory about the solution or a product, or a case study. It's more effective to do it. So you are going to define, or you're going to define your content in a way that the big chicken, you are going to make a slice. Okay. Now the thing we are going to cover is a social media promotion. So it's very interesting that we have to put it here. So whatever the content that we have defined, we have written there. So we should be focused on the valuable content, the offering. Every post that we are going to cover, it should have the CTAs, which are call to actions. There should some value should be there, and we don't need to forget that the social media or social channels, they are the two-way street. Means the post that you are going to share, the sentiments will come there. Either it's positive, negative, neutral, you will get the sentiments over there. So that's a two-way communication or two-way street that we can consider there. Then you can use the content marketing in the form of the emails. So there are some guidelines that you we have to put it there, that we the email, I mean, our email segment should be segmented based on some relevant content that you are going to send to the customer, based on the campaign, based on the targeted audience. We have to design an email in a way that it should be interactive. It should be have some points, CTAs there. You can say the paragraphs, very interactive one, and you are going to send it to the specific set of the targeted audience. You can also consider sponsored email also. Sponsor email, that third party components or third party solution to send an email, or you can also use to get the influence for the major brands. So you can also take it there, and whatever the interaction that you are going to have it, whatever the fees that you are receiving, so you can add them in the lead nurturing program. So that's the what content marketing, it could be used, and the email then the same, you can promote your content on the blogs. It normally helps the early stage buyers. It also helps you to generate new leads. As much as you have the write up on your website, people used to visit, they have to see what's there. So again, thought leadership program, it normally comes here in the blogs process there. And whatever you are writing, you can pick some of the areas to be used for the social. So that's the main thing. You are going to write a full blog, and you are going to use a different segment for the different social posts. So this is what you are normally seeing there. So you can tag the lines and you can use it. And if someone is interested, then he can click on the link and he can go and visit your website. So that could be used in the form of the blogging, or it could be used for the social channel marketing. And again, the same content that you have prepared, activity, or you can say effort that you have done, it's a once, but you are going to reuse it there. Now, content marketing, it's a not one-time job. This is what you have to first plan. You have to set up the audience. You have to prepare or make your story. You have to identify what kind of the channels that you are going to use, either it's Insta, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, any form of TikTok. Nowadays, it's very in. What kind of the channels that you are going to use to promote your content, the process for evaluating that one, the conversion that will be done, and how you are going to do the measurement. There is also one term is normally used, ROE, return on engagement. It is being in now. We have seen ROI, we have heard a lot return on investment. Now, what's ROE? What's return on the engagement with the customer? As soon as you are going to interact with the customer, it's going to more interacting, and you are going to influence the customer's mind there. So all of these stages that would require, and you have to do on the continuous basis. So let's say if you are going to prepare or you are going to plan any content, should you would require a dedicated team. Either you can do it in house, you can outsource them. uh, you can have means there are some many agencies that they are working in a way that they are only are dedicated working on the content that needs to be produced. Either it's the infographics, it's the video, it's a kind of technical. So they are the people who are working. Or if you have the capability, you can do it in build. And but it should be in the continuous. You have need to do continuous planning. You have to monitor your targeted audience. You have to specify which segments that you are going to target. What should be the storylines? Story will be changed. Today you are working on one content, tomorrow you are going to use another content, so again it will be more flexible to it. And what social channel, because every day there is a new updates are coming, so you have to keep focus. Okay, what's the algorithm is being run on the YouTube, how I can get promoted on the Facebook, what's the new marketing campaign activities, or what are the new ways to do the interact with the customers. And again, the process that you are going to follow, and the conversion. So continuously, as soon as you are going to for target the new customer or existing, again it will be the continuous one, and you have to do the measurement. Means based on the engagement, how you are going to interact. So that's the continuous job, and it's very interesting to have it. And it shouldn't be a one-time activity, because you should have the calendar. This is what I will talk about in the later stage here in this presentation, that how you can define and how you can see the calendar functionality and how you can plan it there. So we were talking about the content marketing, what was the rules or the guidelines that we have to be focused on it, but how we are going to manage, how we are going to manage the segments. So first thing that we are going to look into it here, the customer avatar management or customer avatar worksheet. You have seen in any CRM, especially in Dynamics 365, customer engagement or sales management, you have seen the company information, account and contact. If we talk about the more technical in the form of Dynamics, you have the account and contact. If you see in the Salesforce, there are different naming convention they are using. In FinOps, we have the customers, we have the contacts. So, what are the main areas that you are going to define? For to define it, you should be more focused. What's the main element that you are going to capture? So these are the all fields that you are seeing it here. About the goals and the values of the company. What is the source of the information? Means what is this industry? How much revenue? What is the, you can say, required services they are looking for it? How are going to rank the customer, and from where you have originated. Then the contact detail, their stakeholder information with some picture also. You can put it there. Now we have the best functionality on Dynamics. Then you can also place the pictures also there. You have to specify the title and the type of the influence that they can make in their deals, and also with the deals that you are going to do it for the other organization. Then currently what they are having the challenge and the pain points, you have to be more focused on it. You have to specify what are the challenges they are having it here and what are the pain points. So this will help you to identify and to specify the targeted audience there. Means what type of solution that you are going to provide them, and you can target them by using your social channels. Now you have the custom insight. You can see, you can evaluate over there, and what's the objective that they are going to achieve it there, and what's the roles that they can define there. So this is the complete avatar that you can maintain, and it comes with the out of the box. Only the thing is you have to make the arrangement based on your line of business, based on the key factors that you are going to put. The same factors that we have discussed based on the B2B, B2C, corporate organizations, same targeted information. So these information should be well organized, well maintained, and it should be used for your marketing campaign. so that you can specify, okay, I'm going to target these number of the people based on the geographical location, based on their roles, based on their industry, and this is what I'm going to put as an offering. You know, so that's the thing. Now the things comes here, or you can say the challenges we normally face. Sales team and marketing team, they don't like to put or input any information. Always they have frustration, or you can say they don't want to put the information. Now how you can achieve this one? You can make some field mandatory, you can define the policy, you can define the company or the data governance policy, so that you can make sure that the input that is required for your sales stages, it should be available and it should be accurate and it should be updated on the continuous basis. So that's the important factor that we have to look into it. Now whenever we are having a deal with the customer, we have to be focused that in one element, that at the inquiry level or at the pre-sales activity level, means at the beginning, what they have it, how they were having the feeling about the solution, or you can say the product they are using, what was their average day, what was the status, and what was the good or bad. Based on this information, you must have the after effects also. Means after implementing the solution, after consuming the products, now what they are have, what they are feeling about, what is now the average day. Either it's increase, it's reduces their workload, increases their workload, so you can get it there. What is the status now? Means either you have reduced on their pain or their challenges or not, and what is good or bad about your product and services. So this information is the key area that you can be have it, and the sales and the marketing team, they can use it to define the segments and to define the product and prioritize the product and services that they can be used. This is not a one time that you're going to do it. Means you, the customer comes into the place, they're saying, okay, I need a solution, or I need product X, and he buy it and he left the shop or the company, but you are going to still targeting them. Same, it happens in everywhere. So let's say you have seen in Amazon, as soon as you are going to book any or you can say you are going to add any product in your shopping cart, and you are not going to buy it, after some time you will start receiving the emails that you have not completed your purchase, or whatever new offer is coming, you are going to target. So how they are going to define the same practice? They are maintaining the customer avatar, they are having the customer reviews based on the products, and they can target you based on your interest, based on your experience. They can specify that this particular customer is more likely to use our that particular product or service. So same goes applies to us also, as a you can say consultant, or as a you can solution provider, as well as whatever the business that you are running, it should be applicable over there. Okay. Now, the thing which come here, how you are going to define the schedule. So first thing is you need to make sure that you have to uh, uh, calendar should be in place based on the region or the country that you are going to target based on the events. So let's take example of the Middle East. So there are plenty of the you can say the occasions where you will see promotions, you will see some offers. Eid days are there, holiday seasons are coming up here, summer holidays, winter holidays, New Year. You have the National Day, Eve. So there are a lot of events out there. Similar way, if you go to the western side, which is the USA, you will see the different. You have the Christmas time, you have the Easter time, you have the Black Friday. It's also what White Friday. It's coming up there. Halloween time. So there are a lot of promotions you need, and you need to specify which country that you are going to target. Based on the country, you are going to specify what type of content that you are going to use it, and when it is going to use it. So you have to specify in your calendar. Also, you need to be focused what type of the products and services are in line and they are going to release in a way that it should become, so that you can make the announcement at a beginning or at a later stage. So as soon as you are going to public your product and services, there should be some release dates, and you have to be more focused about end-to-end journey plan. Means what type of the content that you are going to use it, what type of content that you are going to use for the top of funnel people, middle of funnel people, and bottom of funnel people. So you should align your content based on the customer journey, buyer's journey, and what's the planning that you are going to use it. And again, the company news and updates, whatever new policies are in place. Either it could be for the intercompany people, or for the external audience, or specific. Let's say the promotion is going to have it for only for the existing customer or large customer based on some segment. So you are going to specify on particular days here. And whatever is the market is coming up here, means what is the other people, or the you can say the associated people they are working. So let's say the Microsoft is going to announce any major things or major announcement, so it should be focused, or it should be aligned with the market updates, so that we can use it, reuse it by using curating our content over there. And the most important thing that it comes, people always love discounts. It's a more interesting. Whenever they say 5% discount, 25% discount. So whenever there is a discount that you are going to offer, it should be highlighted. People loves to get or loves to buy free. Buy one, get one free. Buy two, get three free. So that's people love. So this is a promotional activity that you have to perform. And whatever you are doing, any promotion, it should be highlighted. It should be highlighted in your emails that you are going to send to the customer, your website, your social channels. These promotions should always be available. And this is what interacting might be possible. Person is not thinking about the solution or a product, or you can say the offering that you are going to make it, but at some point of time, whenever he sees that okay, there is one event is going on, or there is some promotion that you are going to offer, he can interact and he can start the buying journey over there. So there are some examples I want to share in the form of the emails, where you can see the content is personalized. There are some CTS, call to actions are there. There are some interactions there. So well defined, well segmented. You can see it over there. And there are some further examples where you can see emails that we normally send, or let's say we normally receive the emails. So this is what it's a well defined. There's a header, there's a description, or you can say the main subject body, and CTS are there. Okay, so that's end of my presentation today, and you can take the references from here. Content Marketing Institute is highly recommend to visit their website. There's more stuff there on the content marketing, and they have the scheduled webinars, or you can say promotions. You can see it there. You can learn a lot over there. Then again, Microsoft Learn is a great tool or great source. Whatever the Microsoft is going to offer, how you are going to do plan it, and how you can implement, Microsoft Learn is the best, one of the best there. And again, Microsoft Community also, Dynamics or Power Platform Community, where you can. Then there are some other third-party components are there. Solution Marketo is a well-known, you can say, market intelligence for the marketing and the social marketing. Marketing is all there. Click Dimension, there is a you can say native or is a third-party marketing solution. It also be, you can say, that have big stake in the market. HubSpot, again, one of the competitor of Microsoft. Again, the people who are using the HubSpot, and I see many of the people who are Dynamics and they want to implement the outbound or inbound marketing, so they are using HubSpot, but it is interconnected there. Then I would like to recommend you Dinah Ruthman. You can follow her, and she has amazing content on the content marketing. Natalia is one of them, and Mush Panjwani, he's actually the sales. You can say by profession he is in the sales, but he's running some of, you can say, big coffee shops in Pakistan. But originally he's kind of the motivator or kind of things there. So how do you feel? You feel fantastic, or you say, it's okay, or you say, oh, it's confused. So you can tell me, and you can let me know if you have any question.
Adnan, that was a wonderful session, and I am sure everyone is feeling fantastic after listening to this. We
That's
have
great.
got a lot of appreciations in the comments, and we
Oh,
have few questions also.
yes, please.
So, yeah, it was really, really informative. Thanks a lot for sharing this knowledge with
Pleasure.
everyone. We are getting thumbs up. People are very excited after listening to your
Great.
session. And I'm sure it is inspiring a lot of people. Even outside dynamic space, these principles can be applied.
That's definitely true.
Perfect. So I'll just take few questions. One is from Syed. In one of the slide, you had a term mentioned third-party reports. Can you
Mhm.
elaborate what you were referring to in that slide?
Third party reports is just like a Gartner report that we normally recommend. Means, let's say if you are the solution provider, if we are going to use in the technology. So Gartner is one of the more authentic, you can say, organization that we are going to use it in terms of referring anything. Means, let's say if you want to see, okay, uh, what's there, you can say, visibility or efficiency of the solution. So we normally recommend Gartner. So every technology company, they refer Gartner. So at the Gartner level, we are not top. In 2021 or 2020, we were at that level. So Gartner is one of the technological. But let's say if we talk about for other segments, they have some institute, third party, you can say audit companies are there, from where we can use their reports to add there in our content. So the people who are outside, but they are evaluating your service and the products, it could be based on the domain or it could be based on some segments who are regulatory and they have going to publish or they publish some reports so you can reuse them. So that's the third party reports I was mentioning. I meant to use it. I hope I answered the question.
Yeah, thank you. That clarifies. There is one more question from Syed. What kind of introducing lines we should consider in content writing?
Once again, I just missed something.
Okay. So, what kind of introducing lines we should
Mhm.
consider in content writing?
Yes, actually, see here. I mentioned one thing here to introduce one area that I would like to open my slide here. This one to introduce big discount, free availability. Introducing about the achievement. What's there? What's the key area? You can say storyline that you are going to put it there. So it should start from there, and you are going to elaborate more in the further section. So it should start with the offering. It should start with the topic, which is the you might include in the use the middle of the phase of any paragraph, which is the more interesting, which is eye catching. You can use it, but first you have to define as an outline what's the topic. Based on the topic, whatever the formation that you are going to use it, you can use it as a introducing line, introducing line there, or introductory line, you can say. I hope I
Perfect.
answered the question.
Yeah, no, that's definitely one of the key things. First, get the attention and then tell them the offer. Cool.
Definitely.
Right. Yeah, thanks, Adnan. We are done with the questions. We have shared the comments. Everyone liked it, and we really appreciate that you have shared your valuable time over the weekend with us.
Pleasure.
We
Pleasure.
have got a yeah, we have got a feedback from Sayyid that the questions have been clarified. So really appreciate it, and we
Of
wish
course.
you a great weekend. Enjoy your rest of the day, Adnan.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thanks a
joining
lot.
us.
Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
a lot.